I'm on a new level like Ferg. Not a gangster and for surely not a nerd. Never cuffed to a bird. What's the butt of all jokes? Now they pay me for a verse.
So it's good, everybody. This your people at Let's Find Out. You know, for everybody who's still wondering what is Let's Find Out. So, we are a multimedia. We do podcasts, videos, we do music, our own music channel. We got a little bit of everything going on, you know what I'm saying? We do multitudes of stuff. As the time progresses, I'm gonna start doing multiple videos like for YouTube, and Spotify does have their own video stuff as well. And anybody who listens to like me, your boy the Ravishing Rudy, I got my man NTG, Nate the Great. Of course, I have my other man, Jared the Daniel. And then, of course, my homeboy, my brother from another mother, the Diamond Dez. Already. Now, there's some that has been like irking me for multiple years. And, I'm happy to have like a outlet or a platform to speak on it, because everybody has a voice and they just want to be heard. And I'm happy I've been like hitting the nail on the head and doing stuff like this. But I really low-key want to talk about the WNBA. Now I know, as you, the Diamond Dez, I know you just like a occasional sports fan, and you know a few of the local legends, like Candace Parker and Lisa Leslie, people like that. And they broke their backs, like giving the WNBA like a legacy foundation for growth. Me personally, I just don't like how like the media really don't give the love to the WNBA as they should, fam. Like it's really a bad thing, like to me. Like, they've been a whole thing since '97 and they don't get no media coverage like the men. They put in the work. It's really just like a bad thing. Like when Shorty got that trophy for the All-Star game, I thought that was like the most disrespectful, embarrassing shit I ever seen. I know you know the picture I'm talking about. Lil Plum, she got her MVP trophy from the All-Star game, and she got like that little ass trophy that's like the size of a tall boy. Yeah, it's like the saddest shit I ever seen.
Bruh, that was disrespectful, bro. Like I've seen people making jokes about it and stuff, but I feel like I felt like this for a while. Like now let me be real, I don't watch sports like I used to. I keep up as much as I can. And that's because of my job, my life and everything, how everything is going. I have my beautiful wife that I have to attend to.
Foolish.
To keep her happy, but and the way my schedule is, I'm not able to watch it like I want to. But I try to keep up. And for years, let me just say, I feel like the women in the WNBA have been done wrong. I feel like because they're not a college, they're
professional
a professional standpoint for basketball, just like the NBA. I feel like they should be paid just as much or close to what the men are getting paid. There's no reason why a man should get paid millions on top of millions of dollars, and the women that are also considered professionals, they're getting paid tens of thousands of dollars.
See, what's funny, so like to me, they just missing like universal respect, like out of their league. Like, there's no reason why like a league that has just as equal great players as the NBA, that they're not getting paid basically the same wage. And I know, like, I seen one dude on my Facebook was like, he basically tried to make a point and was like, this is why no one takes their league serious. And it's like, because many women don't dunk. Some can with ease because of height or athleticism, because they're as equal athletic women as there are as men. Shorty dunked in the All-Star game, and then he was trying to make like light of the situation, saying like, oh, this is why I don't take their league serious. And I'm like, their league is really based on more of like fundamental aspects. Like, you can't knock down, like the league because, yeah, I know everybody in the NBA can like dunk or like do athletic stuff, but the women do the same thing. And it's like, we got to debunk that like thing that like women can't ball or like they don't have an athletic gene just like the men. Because that's crazy.
Some women that will bust
a man's
what?
Ass. Like, loving basketball ain't no joke. There's women out here who can ball their ass off, and they're not like getting asked equal respect as they believe. Like, Reggie Miller's sister was a baller. Like, people forget Cheryl had a stupid game. Like, if you put her all-star stuff, like her like Hall of Fame resume or like her just stats compared to like any man, like she goes toe to toe with him. And like, I don't like that. Like, they just be treating women as if like they ain't got no game. Diana Taurasi, her years in UConn, Shorty won a championship just about every year in UConn. Like, people forget you got like Maya Moore, first woman that got a Jordan contract shoot. They just don't give those out. Like, there are some talented women ballers that just like Lisa Leslie dropped over 100 points in one half of a high school game and made the other team quit.
Lisa was that girl.
Yeah, first woman to dunk in the game.
I'm sorry,
that
Lisa.
Woman. That,
I love you, Lisa.
I love you too, Lisa. That's my LA Sparks, baby.
That's what I'm talking about.
Listen,
yeah.
I remember when I first seen her dunk in the game. I thought that was like the most craziest stuff ever. We had went to Outback because I made A's on the honor roll, and I watched her like dunk. Like, they was showing the game, and it was like she dunked, and like everybody just like stopped. It was like that one moment I can say I watched that live. It's like I watched her like.
It is some beautiful women in WNBA.
It is like some of these women, they got, and that, I think that's another misconception
they
too.
Can
It's
be
like
models, bro.
Yeah, some people just be like, I think Brianna Stewart fine as hell. Brianna, if you ever listen to this, I think you was bad. I mean, like, no disrespect, like, these are as equal men, they are as the equal to the men. But like, Brianna Stewart bad. I don't care what no one says. But like, but I think that's where like the big issue really comes from, like what the WNBA is like. Mainstream America and media gotta stop like this disrespectful treatment. Like, they gotta give them their respect too. Like, I always felt like the disrespect of like their league really goes on like that Declaration of Independence bullshit. Like every man is equal. Like us black people already got like struggles amongst ourselves, and the women go through it too. Like,
yeah.
Like, it's already hard in America being African American. Then you got women, African American women. It's already like, that's already like a stressful like hill to climb already. They don't need more. Like, man, I feel like mainstream America should like put them on a counterpart, like give them just like an NBA TV, just like how the men's league got coverage. Like, I ain't gonna lie to myself, and people who ever hear this, please do not judge me. So, I illegally watch some sports sometimes. I have different apps that
everybody does. So don't feel bad.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I don't want somebody to find me and shut my shit down.
They won't.
I know, I'm just saying, but
they won't.
But I'm just saying, like,
it's too much going. Like, before they worry about shutting you down, they worry about shutting the person that actually puts the software out down.
I know, but I'm just saying in general, don't shut us or them down because I need them. But anywho, but like, it's funny because like they'll go through leaps and bounds to like shut down the WNBA stream. I mean NBA stream, but WNBA, they don't give no fucks.
Bro, it's because they don't respect them, and I think that's so messed up, bro. Because I just don't get it, bro. Like, and I don't get people how they go so hard for different stuff in this world, but
Not for
They
like
go
women's
hard for
team.
the NBA, but then when it turns around and it's
The
the
WNBA,
counterpart that's WNBA,
they sleeping on.
they sleep on it. They won't even pay the attention. They won't fight for them women.
Yeah, and then like people want to bring up, oh, the money because they don't get revenue. They actually built a brand really from the ground up. Like should nobody give no slander to the WNBA. They really built a brand basically from lack of coverage because they don't cover up like the NBA. They built it from the ground up. There's really no promotion. Like you rarely will see like WNBA players jerseys anywhere. Like they have a market for them. Like they don't have the TV rights like the NBA does. The fact that the WNBA does everything basically like off of free promotion or hearsay, basically. Like yes, they do have some media coverage, but it's not even 1/8 to what like the NBA has. Like everybody and their mama know LeBron loves Taco Tuesday.
Yeah,
it was crazy when I seen Sue Bird bring that up. Like everybody who got like an Instagram NBA posted that, oh, LeBron Taco Tuesday, but like they don't have like a WNBA star they can use like that. And I think like
because they don't care enough, bro.
They don't, and there's multiple women that's out here balling, that's putting up stupid stat lines, like, and they're not even.
Old girl saying she can beat DeMarcus Cousins, like
Brittany Griner.
Whew.
Oh yeah. By the way, free BG, free Brittany, free Brittany. Now,
we and it's not just because she's not as popular as LeBron, but as a human and a person of America, bro. We gotta treat everybody the same. She needs to come home.
Yeah, now, like, I will admit, like, there are some people who would like to bring up the point of, like, oh, she had illegal yada yadas on her, or she knew what she was doing. That's rightfully so. I would never take that away. That's 100% true to whoever brings that up. But, someone I did see shared this, and they made a point that if it was any NBA star, or using LeBron for example, LeBron would have been home, and that's 100% true. I think LeBron definitely would have been home. Like I think LeBron would have been walking right on back U.S. soil as soon as the day that they seen he had a vape pen. And now, like, yes, Brittany should have known better or took account of where she was at doing this, but I feel like they were trying to make her as a focal point or as like a reason to like punish her because of like past issues with US and Russia. Because Brittany has played basketball in Russia before and plays in their league when the WNBA is out. By the way, y'all really gotta fix that pay scale for the WNBA players.
Most definitely.
There's no reason why some players gotta do both leagues just to make money just like the men.
It's sad that a woman can play in a professional league and be on TV, national broadcast TV, and make what your average American can make out here nowadays. Or vice versa, what the NBA is making is million. Even the sorriest player on a team
is making a meal.
Is at least clearing a meal.
Yeah.
Or if they aren't clearing a meal, they're clearing more than $50,000 or $70,000. They're clearing way more than that. They're clearing $500,000. That's sad. We got to change that.
Like I remember someone shared, like somebody I think like highest was making almost $1 million, like in the WNBA.
That's sad, bro.
Like after taxes and stuff. I mean, there's people that probably make more, like off of endorsements and stuff. But
yeah, they have to go do extracurricular stuff just to make ends meet. Like, yeah, they can make ends meet playing a extracurricular activity.
Like that's
but it's still sad, bro, because the NBA, they sneeze money at these players, but the WNBA, it's like they shortchanging them. That's sad.
It is sad.
It's real sad, bro.
So right now, highest highest paid players in the WNBA make basically $220,000.
220,000.
Yeah, that's the highest paid players.
And how many? Does it say exactly how many make around that amount?
Well, right now there are
So it has went up a little bit.
but
Because
that's only
remember-
4 players making that.
That's sad, right? Because they got just as big of teams as NBA, right? I don't know how many teams they got, but they
I
got.
want to say there are
They got
10
at least
to 12 WNBA teams,
and they got at least 20 people on the team, right?
give or take. Yeah,
Give or take. So that's sad still.
that there is people in the NBA clearing a meal that's trash who could probably get dunked on by a WNBA player.
Right. And so let me be real.
Mhm.
Before we get to the main topic of this segment, I respect Charles Barkley
Mhm. for
what he did and what he continues to do for the veterans like Bill Walton.
Well, you got 100 respect Charles Barkley because Charles.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Charles actually does a lot of stuff for like the retired players,
and
like,
that's what I'm pinpointing. So,
like he does a lot of stuff on 2K that people don't even know.
That's
why
what I was
people be
getting to.
asking like, why is Charles
Not
or
on
Reggie Miller?
Not on
Like
here.
he actually does like the retirees. Like he's off Fort Runner, like telling them like he's trying to get them more money for their rights. Now some people who got their bread, they don't care. Like Michael and that's for example.
All of them. It don't matter if you consider them a goat or not. Like it's still shitty, bro. For like, and that's why I respect Charles, Reggie Miller, all that because they go to bats for them. Like they even offered. Charles Barkley even went on a public platform and said, just give them at least, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on it, but I want to say he said at least $1 million for them being in the game. You don't have to pay me. You can use me for free. I do know he said that. You can use me for free. Just pay these veterans like Julius Erving. These older people.
Well,
pay them.
Well, I know you've seen recently, so like they actually cleared to where they're got a pension plan for the new pension plan.
I think that's the reason why Charles Barkley is gonna be on this new one, right?
Yeah,
because I think he's gonna be on the newest one.
Yeah, he's gonna. Well, I'm assuming that they're gonna be on there, but yeah, so they got a new pension plan for the ABA players. So like, players that was playing in the 60s and 70s who still getting the peanut pay from back in the day.
Will Chamberlain.
Yeah, like if he was still alive and such. But like with Julius is the main person, of course. You got people like David Thompson.
Gotta be him and Bill Russell.
Yeah. Well, no, Bill played in the actual NBA. You got people like Julius, like David Thompson. That would be like the two main like living ones
that played.
Yeah.
And I still think even then, like if someone has passed away and you want to use their rights, pay their families.
Yeah, I mean
their families.
That's what some do, but it's like the bigger person or George Gervin, Iceman. But it's like different people they do that for. Or like I'm happy that they put in WNBA players in 2K. Like I'm happy.
I like that.
It's well deserved. Like now I do think like the fact that they don't think that a WNBA game will hold weight. I think it's like some bullshit. Like I low key would actually buy a WNBA jersey. You know how many jerseys I got? I would actually love to get one.
I would too.
I'll rock them with this.
Me too.
Yeah, I promise you.
Because it's no different than rocking a t-shirt with like TLC on it.
Or that ball number. I'm bad. I'm gonna keep saying it all the time. I hope I get to see her in the actual game when they're around the pine.
You gonna get her to sign the jersey? Huh?
I can hear the sound on my laptop that I'm making this podcast on. Fighting for. No, I do not.
I know that's right.
Fighting for the equal that the WNBA players deserve. Like
they definitely deserve it, bro.
Like and this is me being a fan of sports. Like there is some like that just ball harder than the men, and it's like just throw them to the wayside.
Right. And let me say this:
Mhm.
I'm not a college fan.
Mhm.
At this point in my life, like I said before at the beginning of the podcast, I rarely watch college. I mean, not college, but professionals right now. But we're about to see probably college get just as sorry as NBA has got.
No.
Just because they're about to get paid, bro.
Well, no, because, well, I mean,
NBA is all about the money. They don't care what we think because they know a big name like LeBron, like Kevin Durant, like James Harden at the time, maybe not now, but 2 years ago, James Harden at the time, a Giannis. You know, we can keep pulling them out the hat. A big name is going to bring like views on TV. So they're going to make their $500,000 a game. You know, so it's like, all right, man, like they got to start treating these women the same way, bro.
Well, now you got to understand, like the one with the college deal, they was getting pimped out here. So I'm happy for them to make their money. Like
I am too, but
I mean, to an extent, I understand. Like you do gotta like give them something. Like for example, my love of the NCAA football franchise. The kids on the games not getting a cent. And then you gotta think like you go to like a bigger campus, like you go to a UNC or a Duke. Some of them was not even getting money from like buying their jerseys from the store. They going to school with people, your classmates. You got someone on the 5th row wearing your shirt that he just spent $60 on. And you just chilling with him broke in the dorm room.
That part I hate. Like that's why I'm happy for them getting their money.
And then let's not even touch on the ones that was getting caught giving illegal money to the kids. So I mean, like I understand that it was time to like do this because I get tired of like seeing players get in trouble like for benefits and stuff. And but it's
most definitely they need their money because we've heard once again Charles Barkley and other people say like, yo, I went to college. I played in college and you got somebody, like you said, wearing my jersey, $60, $70, $80, $90, $100 a jersey, and I can barely afford to eat ramen noodles.
Exactly.
And it's sad. Yeah, it definitely is. But my point is that whole thing that everybody's been saying for years, how they've been using the same excuse. College is better because them boys really play towards something. It's done for. Like, because they getting their money. They about to get money now.
No, I mean, I still feel college will still hit different just because of the aspect of like they are still playing for one thing, but I think it will still hit the same. And just like for the WNBA, like they're still playing for like the same goals like everybody else or whatever. But like these women, like they really got to be put on the like a bigger pedestal. Like when we had the Couldn't Breathe movement, the WNBA was the ones who made that establish like the shirts, the unity, the I'm not playing. And then the men want to piggyback, and
let's be real, they didn't do it for long. We'll see it for a day or two, which was fine, which was great.
Well, I mean, they kept it up, but I'm like, they just was like, they gave all the coverage to the women, and then it was like, LeBron wears a shirt or D Rose, and it's like, oh, now y'all want to be like bigger on the issue when the WNBA was really the ones like, and they always bring the issues up front, like when they choked old dude who couldn't, I already brought it up, but like when any police injustice, they're always the first ones to like speak up on it and give a bigger wordage.
And you know the reason why? Because let's be real. And I have to throw myself in there. And it's not because like I don't want to. Like I said, I just don't watch as many sports as I used to. But it's you know, I can't speak on you because I don't know. You probably watch more WNBA, but it's people of that magnitude that the reason why they let them do it and that they don't care is because they know compared to an NBA or NFL team getting millions of views, they're going to get tens of thousands of views. You know, they're like, we ain't worried about it. Maybe now, if an NBA player see it and they got that right mentality, or whatever, or a football player got the right mentality, and they go out and say, this is not right. This is injustice. You know what I'm saying? We need to do something to show, you know, then that's just my take on it. I feel like that's the reason why they were able to do a lot of this stuff, because they know that the government knows they're not going to get as much views as an NBA or NFL.
You're right. I mean, and that's like the one main thing I think the WNBA needs better of, like someone, no matter who, I don't care who listens to this podcast or like who brings it up to be a bigger issue, but like they got to like have a bigger TV deal or a bigger media showing. Like just me and you, two local dudes from Carolina, is not going, you know, maybe we will make a difference, maybe we won't, but it's maybe like
the right person to hear this.
Yeah, maybe the right person will hear this and like bring this to be a bigger issue, like a TikToker or something, or a government issued person. But like these women who are great athletes, great voices for the community, they put in as equal or as more work as the men, and I don't think like it's just a fair issue. Like I don't think it's a fair like investment either, because like, you know, we always trying to push like women athletes and young ladies playing athletic sports, you know, not wanting them just to be just running around doing, you know, other curriculars, you know, want them to be like athletic or whatever. You know, like I'm happy that like the WWE, for example, they pushed the issue of like a women's movement, and then now we got like a whole crop of like super athletic women who are great athletes to look up to, like Sasha Banks or Naomi or Charlotte Flair and all these people. Like they're bringing up a generation of young ladies, and I think like the WNBA or the NBA should do the same. Like there could be a young lady listening to this right now, just ready to go dribble a ball and just swish everything. She's probably out there beating every dude on school ground right now in basketball. And I think like it can be changed today. Like that little trophy was disrespectful after that All-Star game. Like that was the saddest sack of shit I ever seen in my life. Like that was embarrassing. In any professional level, that was embarrassing.
Yeah, that was disrespectful, bro.
It was.
Like, forget the embarrassing. It's disrespectful.
It was disrespectful, and
that's I wouldn't even say that's a high school trophy.
It wasn't.
That's a middle school trophy.
It
bro.
was. That was disrespectful. And she set like, I think it was like most points in the All-Star game.
That's crazy.
And she got that small ass trophy.
My question is, do they like I said, I haven't been in the NBA, so I'm in WNBA. So do they get rings when they win like the championship?
For that I know of, yeah, they still get like rings.
So are their rings decent sizes at least?
I mean, I don't think it's like in the biggest payroll, because the NBA got like a bigger market, so they rake out more money for them. But so I think they still get a championship in a ring. I just don't think it's like as the equivalent as the men.
I don't care, bro, because we got high schools, which our high school is one of them,
that has
their rings look like
NBA
and NFL championship ring. So we can't use that excuse, you know.
We can't. I'm not saying we can't use that excuse. What I'm saying, like, they just do it to get it passed by, and like they think it's okay, and it's not.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
It's definitely not. But it's your boy, the Raps and Rude and Diamond Dez. And hopefully, with the power of two voices from a local community, we can have someone change the narrative of women's sports.
Let me say this before we get off the air, bro, or our little air.
Yeah, what's up?
somebody knows someone that's famous enough. Get that word out there, man. Have them promote the WNBA to get paid more, bro, on a higher scale.
They do. And of course, free Britney.
Out to Italy, Sicily. But for now I'm at the Libby Hill eating some fishes. Swear I miss my identity, we was out there eating. These niggas fake as hell, still trying to say they little piece of. Niggas wanna steal my flow, but I told you to keep it. You forgot about your pie, but it's peace in the oven. It's too hot up in this spot, I know you niggas smell something. Bro, you really